What's going on, Booty Quake Nation? I'm going to talk to you about something kind of serious today. Nobody else has really talked about this, so I'm going to have to be the one to do it. You can call me the whistleblower. I don't think a whole lot of people will see this, but I have to talk about it because if I don't, I feel like I'd just be letting them get away with it. There has been a serious, major problem with censorship going on right now involving The Little Mermaid. Hollywood is riding high on this one. They really want you to believe that this is a great movie, and they're willing to do whatever it takes and silence whoever it takes to make you believe that. So we all know it's a controversy. This whole thing, from start to finish, has been absolutely hated from the second it was announced all the way up until now. People were complaining that the main actress is not the same color that she used to be, and I'm not even getting into that. I'm not going to talk about that. The only important thing you need to know from that is that a lot of people were very upset with this. Before it came out, just from the trailers alone, this movie was hated by people across the world. And on top of that, even if you don't care about the skin color debate, there's still the problem of it being a Disney live action remake. Everybody knows that those movies are automatically terrible, and there will never be an exception to this. Disney is not interested in making good films right now. They are only interested in making movies like this, which is why this movie was automatically guaranteed to be terrible. Nobody would have actually believed that this movie was going to be a success except for the people making it. So, as the audience, we know that this movie should be completely and utterly bombed. But if you look here, we got a 95% audience score, right? Well, not actually. Not Letterboxd. We're getting into Letterboxd later. Rotten Tomatoes is lying to you. We know they're lying to us, and it's really simple to find out. 68% critic score. If you go over to top critics, is actually 47%. These are the people whose voices matter the most. Some of these critics don't really have a whole lot to them, but we're not talking about the critics too much. Just know that there's the usual Disney payout going on at the critics, but over here, Rotten Tomatoes has been curating their ratings and reviews. They've been hiding the actual reviews and ratings. A 95% audience score, really? Well, if you look beneath the facade, it's pretty easy to figure out why. This is a quote-unquote verified audience score. Verified meaning that Rotten Tomatoes has chosen them to represent the actual audience. If you go over to the real audience, it's only a 57%. As you can see, there's a whole lot more of ratings for that and reviews than there are of this. So let's go ahead and actually take a look, because it's one thing to say it's fake, and it's another thing to actually prove it. So there is a little bit of stuff like this, but as you can see, most of these people are giving it perfect scores. According to Rotten Tomatoes, this is the greatest film ever made, and everyone who sees it has absolutely nothing to complain about aside from occasionally something like this. So look, if you look here, all of these people have generally normal names: Jordan, Tiffany, Tamara, Key, Google, Jessica, Chante, Stephanie W. What I don't see here are, oh, and look, a second review from Google. But what I don't see here are any usernames. There's nobody here whose name isn't their own name except for maybe Google, right? You would expect to see a greater variety, and if you look over here at the actual reviews themselves, they all have perfect punctuation, perfect grammar, and perfect spelling. There are no mistakes in anything in here. That's extremely unusual, especially considering these are audience reviews, not critic reviews. If they were critic reviews, they would have been curated, they would have been revised, they would not have those issues. But if we're to believe that this is the audience is pretty well spoken, honestly. It's pretty amazing. It would be pretty amazing if the public could actually talk like this, but we know they can't. So, we basically know that there's something strange going on here. If we go over to all audience, we can see something that makes more sense. someone complaining in Spanish. We see someone complaining a little bit different. Let's see if we can find some more of that kind of stuff. So I mean, you can basically tell from here. Let's move on. Some people have talked about this. Tyrone Magnus has talked about this. John De La Rose has talked about this. Some other people have talked about this. It's pretty well known among the people that Rotten Tomatoes is lying about their reviews. They are specifically choosing to show fake reviews made by the website to get you to think that the movie is good. And of course, Disney owns 30% of Rotten Tomatoes. Surprise, surprise. Of course they say the movie is good. If they don't, their own owners, the people who run this website, want you to see this movie. They are not impartial in any way. IMDb has essentially done this. Take a look at this. They were complaining that people were, quote-unquote, review bombing the movie. That people were saying that the movie was bad just because of a political issue. So, they fixed it by giving only real reviews. They're hiding the fake reviews and giving you only the real ones. What this actually means is that they've stopped allowing people to give the movie negative reviews. So look at this. The last 1 out of 10 is from the 27th, the 26th, the 26th. That's the day the movie came out. It is the 31st right now. It's been several days. They really expect us to believe that there has not been a single 1-star review of this movie in several days. Absolutely not. They have simply turned it off. Most of these reviews are 6 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 7 out of 10s. Nothing very low. And look over here, it's a 7 out of 10 rating. People seem to like it, right? Well, not actually. Because, of course, they're hiding the fake review. They're hiding the reviews for it that are negative. So, look over here. All of these websites here, all of these articles have been giving out propaganda and defending IMDb censorship by saying that they're getting rid of the trolls. Because if you were to believe these websites, if you were to believe these articles, all people who hate The Little Mermaid are trolls. Only people who like the movie are real people. See, look, IMDb sends something fishy. All of these are propaganda defending IMDb's censorship. But it goes even deeper. No one else has talked about this. No one else has even mentioned it, but Letterboxd is actually the worst offender of them all. I have a Letterboxd account, and I've always used this website as a way to get my actual thoughts and opinions on a movie. If I want to know what someone actually thinks about it, I come here. It's a perfect bridge between critic and audience, because the critics aren't on here, so there's nobody who's being paid to lie, and the audience, people who are on here, generally think a little bit more about their movies. There's more people. This is a movie fan website, so essentially, the people who are on here are a little bit more inclined to think about movies artistically. You get better, more accurate reviews for a movie on Letterboxd, I'd say. But it looks like it wasn't as true as I thought it was. Because if you look over here, it's got a 3.6 rating, 3.6 out of 5. Look at this. No negative reviews. Tons, thousands of positive reviews. Now, what is up here? We know that this is not true. This movie has done terribly domestically. It's done terribly internationally. What could be going on here to garner all of this positive praise for a movie that general audiences actually hate? I see it as two separate possibilities. One, these reviews and ratings for this movie are not actually from real people. Or two, Letterboxd is hiding or censoring the negative reviews. They are not allowing the bad reviews for this movie to be seen by the public. And I do have some proof for this. Let's go ahead and take a look at, let's see, 8 out of 10. This is a 4 out of 5 stars, 8 out of 10 ratings for, look at all this. There's all of these people. Let's go ahead and see, let's just start clicking on random ones and see what happens. As you can see, there's 350 films on this person's account. Let's go ahead and take a look at another one. This person has 91. So, I mean, you can kind of tell that these are real people. It really does play more into the belief that this is not fake reviews like for Rotten Tomatoes, but these are people who actually really liked this movie and gave it a positive review as a result. So, if we can kind of rule out that first one, that these aren't fake reviews, what this means is that Letterboxd is purposefully hiding negative reviews, and I can prove this. Let's go down here to recent reviews. These are all reviews that were made in the last couple days, or in today. As you can see, they are kind of swapped between the 31st and the 30th. It's the 31st right now. Now, as you can see, positive, 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 positive. All of these are giving it 7 out of 10s or higher. There's a couple of people like this, but the majority of them are nice. You don't see anybody complaining necessarily about the issues that people were going to complain about before. So, as you can see, most of these are saying the movie was great. I love Ursula. This is my Little Mermaid. I haven't seen the original. So, if these are all real people, I'm going to ask you, oh man, we're still going through all of this. Let me ask you something. Where is my review? Because I've been looking, and I haven't seen it. If you look over here, I have a new review. I made this only an hour ago. This is a test to prove Letterboxd is deleting or hiding negative reviews of this movie, followed by some angry bullshit that you might expect to hear from someone complaining about this movie in the way that they are pretending people are actually saying. Right? This is me. This is not what I believe. This is just me doing a test. Where is this review on here? As you can see, I'm signed out. So I'm not signed in to see my own review. I'm signed out as if I were a regular person. Where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it on here. Where is my review? I gave it a half star. I haven't seen a single half-star review in this entire list. Not a single person gave this a half-star review. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ones that actually are here. Half star. Let's go ahead and look at, or rather, let's look at reviews, rating, half star. There it is. Here it is. It's right here. I found it. It was here the whole time. I just had to specifically look up half-star reviews to find it. So, if they're not deleting all of them, where are the other ones? Clearly, most people would be coming in here and giving it a negative review. This should be the highest one. It has only 1%. Only 1%. 1%. 4%. What is going on here? Something is extremely, fishy about this entire situation. It's very clear that Letterboxd, without telling anyone, has been hiding and lying about reviews of this movie. They are lying, and this is a major problem. So, what does this mean? What can we do? We know that IMDb is lying. We know that Rotten Tomatoes is lying. Now we know Letterboxd is lying as well. Various different companies that run movie-based websites for people to make ratings and reviews are purposefully hiding negative reviews of this movie. Are we really to believe that the only reason they're doing it is so that they can stop the massive hatred of those damn Republicans, those asshole racists who only hate this movie because the main character is the wrong color? Are we really to believe that? Well, maybe, but the more likely explanation is that Disney has a lot of money, and Disney just so happened to give generous donations to Letterboxd, to IMDb, and of course to the website that they in large part own, Rotten Tomatoes. This is a serious issue because censorship is evil, and this is by far one of the worst cases of censorship I've seen in this entire industry. Thank you, Vanessa D. Thank you for telling us the animation was shitty. It's amazing that I even get to hear your voice at all, because Brenda S. is lying. Carmen doesn't exist. Sarah M. does not believe Halif was fantastic because Sarah M. doesn't exist. The negative reviews for this don't exist because they're not being allowed to exist. The same thing is going for The Little Mermaid on Letterboxd. I am extremely appalled and upset at this. Look at this right here. One more thing before we go. These are the popular reviews. 4,000 likes, 2,741, 1,719. These go down, right? I seem to remember seeing higher reviews for this just a little while back. Let's go ahead and take a look. That's one. More deaf. This was previously the one that they showed as the most liked review. Just today. A couple hours ago today. And all of a sudden, other ones rise up to the top. Something is really wrong here. Look at all these reviews. Some of these get a ton of likes. Some people are saying the movie is great. Now, is it possible that a lot of people are giving it positive review bombs? We know that the negative review bombs, if there are any, are being hidden. They're being censored. But are there actual positive review bombs here? People saying the movie is good just because the main character is black. The opposite of what is supposedly happening. It's possible. Again, there's no way to know for sure. I don't work for Letterboxd. I don't work in these industries. I don't work for these companies. I can only speculate based on what's going on. But, you know, what do I know? Right? I'm just some guy in the internet. Clearly, if I hate the movie, it's not for the right reasons. After all you have to do is believe the media. Because look, everybody loves this movie. Just take their word for it. Give Disney your money. After all, these websites can't be broken down and they can't be compromised and lied to you, right? But, you know, that's just a theory. A film theory. Thanks for watching.